Welcome to Cannabis School. I'm your host, Jesse Angeles.
And I'm Brandon Elder.
And we're here to talk to you about everything pertaining to cannabis, from vape,
Flower,
edibles,
strains,
and everything in between.
Well, that's what I figured. Because I was like, it's been today.
The good thing, it doesn't taste like hemp. It tastes like weed.
Oh, yeah. No,
But-
I knew it was because the only hemp that I have is the stuff that I turn into CBD into CBD oil. Past that, every other flower I have is actual cannabis. So even though I know that it's dry, it's been in this little beautiful
It's good.
marble-topped glass jar from, oh man,
Shit.
Cubby has
Yeah,
this
they-
beautiful marble stash box.
Gorgeous ones. They'd sent another one. It was like a hard plastic one. I actually hooked my brother up
Yeah, I
with
was
that
like,
one.
your brother
Had like a
has that one.
seal on it, so it'll keep the smell in. At least you hope it does. Most boxes I find don't have that. It's kind of a cool feature, like that one, the bus one, Blue
Oh, yeah.
Bus.
Blue Bus.
It's cool looking.
The one with the fingerprint thing on
Yeah,
the
but
side?
it never fucking worked. And then when you talk to
Yeah.
him, it just didn't. But I mean, you know,
And
I'd
it's
rather
not-
have a key.
It's not airtight too either.
No, either a key or a number combination.
Yeah.
That's just say I don't.
It's more secure.
Yeah, I don't need fingerprint. Who am I? Fucking James Bond for my weed?
I mean, if it worked, sure, that'd be dope. But past that, if it's just more gimmicky, I'd 100% rather have the key. Oof, it is a bit dry. That's
Yeah.
for sure.
So today, folks, we're doing mystery weed.
Yeah.
Now, this is weed that you find in a jar or in a baggie, hopefully not too dry, and you grind it up and you put it in this bad boy and you smoke it. Now, flavor, not optimal.
Oh, it's old. God.
Not as old as that. Remember that blueberry that I
Oh,
had and we
yeah.
tried to smoke that? What? So here's some of the things with older dry weed you're going to find. It's not very strong. I mean, I've taken several hits off of this and I'm kind of feeling a buzz. What about you?
I feel it a little bit in the back of my skull, around the base. Not a ton.
Just a little. I feel it
Yeah.
in my jaw, right by my
Oh,
cheekbones, dude.
Right on the sides through there.
Yeah. And most of the time,
Interesting.
this is when you find it, right? You've got no money and you found this magical weed just chilling.
That's true.
Right. Brandon found a bag of delicata grapes that totally misplaced and so nice he hooked me up.
Yeah, I was like, oh my God, look, there's like an ounce of delicata grapes just sitting here. I didn't know I even had that.
That is such a wonderful, beautiful strain. Like, oh my God, that is so good. Even
Yeah.
though it was a little dry, it's still really good. The smell isn't like,
That's just because
strong.
it's been sitting there for so long. And that's, I mean, even this, I wonder how old this flower is because usually I smoke stuff pretty quick. And this,
how dry is it? Is it crackling?
I mean,
Oh my
It's-
God,
turning to
Fuck.
dust.
that
in my
sucks.
finger. Like, this is really crappy Denver weed. Colorado weed is what it feels like.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not. It's
No
probably,
no shade. No shade.
probably
just,
Utah or California.
Let
But
me feel.
it is just crumbling in my fingers. It is so dry. And
Oh, look at those hairs though. Dude, that
Oh,
once
yeah.
upon a time, look at that trichomes. I mean, it was dusted.
Actually, so even for how old that is and dry,
Oh, wait.
it still has a scent.
It's very fruity.
Yeah, that smells really good.
Well, it means there's oil still in it.
Yeah, I was like, it still looks like it's good. It's
The
so
only
dry.
problem is that you're going to have to smoke a lot. Like I'm feeling it now, but not as strong. I'm thinking that this is more of a hybrid indica leaning, just the feeling alone.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I was thinking it was more of a sativa leaning, just because of where I feel really chatty right now.
Yeah, maybe.
All I feel it in so far is my face and the back of my head. We'll have to see as the bowl progresses, but a lot of the time, as your cannabis sits there longer, as it gets access to oxygen or sunlight, it degrades the cannabinoids. And so you end up with more like THCV instead of THC. So you end up with really good sleepy time stuff. Now, this one's still sealed pretty airtight. It's got the rubber seal up around the top. And even though this one's in a clear glass jar, it's in a sealed stone box. So it truly never sees the light. So a lot of the cannabinoids and terpenes should hopefully still be there. It's just a little drier because, well, Utah's a really dry ass climate.
Oh yeah, but on that, I mean, so here's a hypothetical, and maybe you would know this. Could you take fresh weed weed you purchased from wherever, and vacuum seal it, and could it keep if you kept it out of light?
For a certain amount of time, but it still would run into degradation of quality over time. You still do get like certain percentages, and it would probably just be slower. Because if you'd put it in a dark storage place with...
I'd do a silica packet in there with it to really pull all the moisture out, but then you couldn't vacuum seal it. Well, I don't know.
Well, what do they do with like beef jerky and stuff and all these other ones? Because they have that little packet in there, and when you open it, the jerky is super moist and tender. And that.
At least you'd hope so.
Yeah, so I wonder
Sometimes.
if you could do the exact same thing. But the other thing that I would worry about is, was it properly cured? Is it fully cured? Is it at the right stage that you do vacuum seal it?
Because I thought about that, like getting seeds
depends.
and then vacuum sealing like a bunch of them, and then just labeling them underneath it of what strain it is, and then cut out that section when you need it.
That's actually a really good idea. But I feel like seeds stay like...
No, just to
good
categorize
for-
them.
Oh, yeah.
Wouldn't it be cool? Like you have a sheet of weed strains, right? And you have
That would
like
be
sativa strains, and each one's got like a bundle like that
Oh, yeah.
of
It's
seeds.
just like... Oh, could you seal it that tiny? I know that
Totally.
they're like...
If you lay it out, so this is the way you do
Oh,
it.
you'd have to have a bunch at once. To
Yeah,
do...
you'd space them out in there, right?
Yeah.
And then it would vacuum seal it.
Yeah.
The only thing I would be worried about is would it suck the seeds up into the vacuum seal?
I don't know. That's a good question.
But I'm just saying, like, just to categorize them, I'm sure you guys have, for those who have seeds, who do grows, you probably have like way more sophisticated, cool shit like that. Like you have dry ice in a thing. There's no reason for it, or liquid nitrogen. So when you open it up, there's like a smoke that comes out, and you're like, oh, I got this bitchin' Pineapple Express, or like, and it's got like fucking indigo light in there every time you open it up.
That's how small it is. See, this is what makes me think it's more of a sativa.
Yeah, it is.
Like, it's just such a chatty, but it's a very happy one.
Oh, yeah.
Being mystery weed. I don't know. Get in your, your mystery van, get with your puppy and all your friends, go get some Scooby snacks and check out some mystery weeds.
Well, dude, it's been cool is that, throughout this journey we've been doing with these guys, I'm glad that we've never really gotten this like crazy big, because I'm glad it's taken its time. I really am. As much as I want this to take off, and it will, but I'm just so grateful for it, because it's times like this. Like, we're in Brandon's backyard right now, and he just rototilled like half his lawn to turn into this beautiful garden. He's an amazing green thumb. You guys, he'll start showing it on socials
once it gets there.
Yeah, it's so cool. He's got an old chicken coop.
I gotta get rid of that.
Yeah, fuck chickens, dude. No,
dude, my brother got 6 chickens.
Which one?
Alec. Yeah, he's got a huge coop. It's basically like a shed.
Like that?
No,
smaller.
Yeah,
not as tall.
Smaller, like one of the plastic outdoor sheds. And
stuff.
Okay,
yeah.
But for 6 chickens, it's plenty. But I don't know. It's kind of funny. Maybe it's all the egg prices and stuff. God, shit.
You must be a real hard, eggs must be a solid part of your diet. They are for me. But I don't eat them like nonstop. I can't.
No. Oh, no.
I got to mix it with other things. Like, I can only handle scrambled eggs for so long. Sunny side up, so long. Over easy, so long.
I love eggs, but I do them usually most breakfasts. I'll have like 2 eggs. It depends on the day. Sometimes like a muffin or some egg, like hash browns and bacon and like avocado and stuff. It just depends on the day, but usually I always have eggs, and I've always just done them probably for years now over easy. So I usually have them.
I usually do over easy, but
unless I do infused with cannabis oil, and then I scramble them because I want the oil to get mixed into the eggs real well. And
kind of evenly distribute the flavor too.
Yeah. Well, it's otherwise, if I don't do that, I feel like half the oil is still in the pan. But if I do scrambled, it gets into most of the eggs. And so I'm left with not a lot of oil in the pan and all of that in the eggs. So then I'm like, I'm not leaving half of that concentrate or whatever it is in the pan and wondering why my high is only.
So with that, do you find that doing something like an infused meal of any kind, is that better for absorption for pain management on your side? Or is it just like, hey, let's throw in some weed in my food?
Yeah, no, that's it.
Oh, okay.
Because it's not usually a high enough dose that I feel pain management, because if I did, the food would taste terrible. But often it's just like, hey, I'm going to have like this really light edible, and it's just going to take off. Like, it's going to be a little bit, I don't know, a little more relaxing, a little bit of the edge taken off, but I'm not going to really feel really high or super elevated at all.
Now that's with like oil. Is that with dab or?
Either. When I used to have for quite a while infused olive oil, and I would do that sometimes. And then
What's the milligram per tablespoon?
it's been so long since I did that one, I couldn't tell you now. But it's never high enough that I have to worry. And I don't use that for anyone else's. So
Yeah.
those types of things that are unmeasured are only mine. Anything else is very precisely calculated on like, here, this is what it should be, because I don't want someone getting crazy high unless that's what their intent is. So
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. A lot of the time now I found that I just put concentrate in the existing oil in the pan. So I'll heat up the oil in the pan, but then I cook it pretty low because I don't want it to overcook. And so then once I've got that in and the concentrate's mixed into the oil, then I do my cooking, just depending on what it is that I'm doing.
Yeah, I don't do much cooking with cannabis other than edible like sweets
Yeah.
and stuff like that. I'd really like to figure out how to do some like really good sweets that are sugar free, but that's not a good idea because then I'll just eat the whole fucking bag. So, but yeah, oh man,
Yeah, that is the hard part with sweets. Like edibles, I'll sit down and then I'm like, oh, I just want to eat a ton of them. But sometimes I have to eat a ton of them. But then they're not really like super good ones. They're just like the gummies. The gummies are fine. They're not like, oh my God, this is a delicious, decadent treat. It's just like,
no, they're nice.
Yeah, it's like,
It's not a wild edible.
no, it's like having a fruit snack. I'm like, all right, cool. I just had a fruit snack. Like, yeah, I guess it's nostalgic, but I'm not a little kid anymore. I don't really often have fruit snacks as often.
Nostalgia is overrated. It legitimately is. I mean, it's like, nothing is going to taste the way it did when you were a kid because you were different then. Your taste buds were different.
Oh,
You
yeah.
matured. Certain things that you really enjoyed then, you wouldn't fucking touch now. And I mean,
What did you like when you were little that you, I guess I used to eat more shit, like more junk food and stuff, that now I'm just like, no, I'm okay. But
Yeah.
aside from that, like, I don't think there's any foods that I'm like, I don't like this anymore. Do you have anything like that?
No.
I've
Mm.
acquired more tastes. Like
Yeah.
salt and vinegar chips I hated, which I actually really like now. Cheesecake, I hated cheesecake, but I actually like some cheesecakes now.
Get out.
Yeah, so just some flavors that I've just not really enjoyed.
Yeah, it's textures for me.
Oh, same.
Textures,
I don't like some textures.
slimy.
Yeah.
Like I'm willing to try anything. Like back in the day, I mean, I wouldn't recommend it these days, but back in the day, I used to eat oysters in a half shell
Mm-hmm. Oh,
with
yeah.
some lemon and some hot sauce and shoot them.
Yeah.
And now I don't know if I would be like down. I'm just like,
Interesting.
like hot foods, spicy foods. I don't do them very often anymore. I can't. They just screw me up because I have acid reflux and I rarely take my medication now because I've really changed my diet. Like it's totally changed. Not necessarily because of, I'm trying to be like a bodybuilder, just because my body has just finally gotten to that point going, fuck you, dude. Like you fucked us up long enough. Because I was a fat kid inside and then I turned into a fat kid. But
I was always a fat kid on the inside.
I would eat disgust. Dude, I remember when I had knee surgery on my left knee and oh man, it was so bad. I was in a recliner for 3 days. My knee was, maybe it was my right knee. I can't remember. So my left knee, it's one of them. Yeah, it was this one. And this knee was like this big.
That's
From the
huge.
surgery.
Holy
So what had
shit.
happened, I was working at the state hospital. Again, another cool one, right? And I took this guy down. He had knocked out one of these. At the time, they would hire people in their 60s to come work with mentally ill, violent people. Fuck. And he was a temp, and they sent him to me, and I'm like, I have nothing but respect for you, sir. And he goes, thank you. Please stay away from the patients if they get violent. I don't need your help.
You don't want them getting hurt. You don't
Well-
want a liability.
Dude, he went over to try and correct this kid named Tony. This kid was an evil fucker. And he just fucking socked Dave right in the mouth. And Dave flew back and went, whang! And there was these giant metal poles.
Hit that.
And you heard it go, whang! And he
out.
dropped down and his hands were like all shooting out and his feet were like that and his head was
shit.
like up. So I went over there and I went to grab him, and this other staff, this female staff, she grabbed the other arm and she wanted to go the other way. And I'm like, okay, we got to go together. She goes, no, we go on me. And then he shoved her and came into me, and I fell down and my kneecap hit the ground and went over to the side.
Holy shit.
But I had adrenaline going, and I told the girl, Ma, get away. And she rolled away, and I stood up and I heard her go, snap, right back into place. And I grabbed that guy and just judo flipped him right onto the ground. And he's here, thud in his air. And I roll him over and put him in an arm lock. And that old guy wakes up and comes over and helps me. And I'm like, Dave, go get yourself checked out. I got this. I was like, what the fuck, dude? Just
That's
like
brutal.
old
That's
people.
not a very safe situation to put
No.
them in.
But I had
Wow.
that happen, and then my knee was like, oh, blah, 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 blah. So it would
insane.
click every time I would walk. It was awful, and I could feel it, and it was like,
man.
oh my gosh. And so go to the doc, and they're like, yeah, workman's comp's gonna pay for it. They
Yeah.
scope my knee,
Yeah.
they fix it. They had to do what's called a lateral release, where they release all the tendons, and then they sew them back tighter.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Oh,
And then I was stuck in a chair for 3 days
That
on lower
sucks.
tabs and nothing else but my PS2 that my beautiful wife, girlfriend at the time, right before we got married, she goes, what do you want? And I'm all, go rent me Splinter Cell Chaos Theory and Star Wars Revenge of the Sith. I said, I want those 2 games. I want a bag of white natural Cheetos and a fucking 12-pack of, what was it? It just came out. Oh yeah, Monster. Mountain Dew Code Red
that's
just came out.
hilarious.
And
Do
so
you remember Pepsi Blue that came out at the same time?
Oh yeah, dude, that wasn't bad. It wasn't bad.
I was never a big Pepsi fan.
It's
didn't-
always too sweet.
Yeah, I liked Coke more than I liked Pepsi.
Yeah,
I could
yeah.
always tell the difference. I don't know how people. I can't
Yep.
tell the difference. What
No, totally.
like, how high are you?
Well, you would be even better to be able to do. Like,
Yeah.
dude, that's definitely Pepsi.
Oh yeah, it just
Yeah, Mountain Dew.
major flavor difference.
Oh, dude, that spiraled me. That little moment spiraled me because when Steph and I got married, I didn't work out as much, and then I just slowly started to get fatter and softer.
We just change our habits, and we don't have maintain the same habits that we did.
Yeah.
And so then it's like, when our habits change, we change.
You know, if my wife, I mean, it sounds fucked up, but if my wife would have said, God, put on a little bit of weight, haven't you? Like, I would have been like back in the gym, fucking working out hard and shit, but I
Yeah.
didn't. And it wasn't until us thinking about doing a podcast and Brandon records it and we're watching the video. I'm like, who's that fat fucker over
God,
there?
why did we even do video then?
We didn't know. We did it in the
No, but
basement
there
too.
wasn't any video
It
podcast.
Literally looked like, it looked like a torture room with this wood paneling on the wall, and it was dark and barely any light from the
Yeah, we
top.
didn't have any light. Why did
Like, yeah, we have a
video that?
basement underneath this. This is where we
What the
keep our
hell did we
slaves.
video that for?
I don't know.
Because
We were just trying.
There was no video podcasts.
No.
Like, it wasn't.
I mean, there was Rogan's podcast
yeah,
at the
but
time.
that was on
A few
YouTube.
other ones, yeah.
That was it. And so,
Most of them were just audio.
yeah, I
Yeah.
have no idea.
We started audio.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine editing video back then.
No. But, I mean, it just kind of goes to show, right?
It's been hilarious.
It has been hilarious, but the cool part is
Mystery weed.
mystery weed. Dude, this has been a fantastic weed. Definitely a sativa. Strong notes of linalool.
I just
Just the
have
calming.
slight hints of like light dusting through my arms and my legs, just light relaxation, but not like
It's like my head's a bowling ball. My whole head.
just feel really weighted.
Ears, fucking all over, dude. Like my whole head. Like when I went like this, I literally imagined somebody put like 3 fingers to the top of my head and just goes, let's go hang out.
We're gonna strike.
Because it feels a little heavy, but it's
Yeah.
not sleepy by any means. It feels great.
It does. It definitely settled down more. It's very much in my head still, though. Like
Yeah, it's in my
face.
head. I mean, it's a great feeling, But the better one is chilling with somebody that you just want to be around, you know? I mean, I think that's one of the things that a lot of people take for granted is that it's great to smoke weed on your own. I mean, who doesn't? I did a post, dude. I still get people liking that post I put over there, my personal one. It says, up late smoking weed. Me too. And it was just some dude outside with like the city lights, and he's just like, that's great. And it was literally, I saw that while I was smoking outside, and I'm all and posted it.
That's hilarious.
But it's that, dude. When you're smoking on your own, it's all right, dude. But when you're able to be with somebody else and enjoy the time, like things are funnier, things are more enjoyable.
I did often when I'm smoking, I'm doing something else. You know, I multitask too often. And yesterday, as I was sitting out here and I had finished doing all of that shit, and I just was like, I put on my headphones and I sat down and I started smoking. And I'm like, why? Why am I listening to my headphones right now? And I just took them off. And I sat here and I just chilled. There's like birds and stuff, and the neighbor's asshole dog that kept barking.
And the like, Del Taco fan going nonstop.
Like, okay.
Does that thing ever fucking shut off?
No.
Not even at night?
Yeah. So,
I'm going to shoot that fucking dog.
Yeah. So, but I started to just enjoy being here instead of needing to be listening to something or doing something else. And because, I don't know, maybe you guys are a lot like that, but I'm usually, if I'm listening to something, even usually if it's music or a podcast or a book, I'm doing something, I'm working on something. I'm not just sitting there doing just that.
Yeah.
Same with when I'm smoking. I'm not usually just sitting to enjoy that moment of just consuming cannabis in that moment. I'm looking at my phone. I'm listening to a book, talking on the phone to you. I'm always doing something usually instead of just being incredibly present with that moment.
Well, I mean, that's no thought then. I mean, take that opportunity to be able to have a smoke just on your own, not with any distractions. That inspires me on that side, just because I think we take it for granted a lot of times because we just, even when we run out, we're like, oh, shit, and usually we're all trying to make sure that we have just enough, or you go, I'm looking at that. Do I need to smoke this many bowls today? Probably not. I'm going to run
out if I do before I'm able to go re-up. So
yeah. It's like, you gotta space it out, but more importantly, like use that intent with it. It really is, whenever my wife comes to me saying, my stomach hurts, or I just need to feel different right now. And that's one of the things, like, even though like life has its obstacles and fucking trials and all that other shit, it's not going to be like that all the time. But definitely by smoking weed, it definitely makes it a little easier.
Oh my God. Yeah. Because there are times when that moment feels like it's forever and it's never going to end. And then you're like, wait, especially when I think if we don't take the time to do just that one thing, we are so caught up in the continuous everything that we don't just slow down and go, hey, this moment is okay. Like, look, you're literally chilling, sitting, smoking some weed right now. This very second, you're pretty all right. And then after that, you can go back to your other stress and shit when you feel like you need to or want to, because, it's there when you feel like you need it.
Yeah. And with that, go find yourself some mystery weed. As long as you don't find it in the couch cushions. Like, dude, I'm getting the slants. Like, it's hitting my eyes.
Good stuff, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It is interesting. I am feeling it more coming back up in my face towards the upper part of my head.
That's it. Like, it goes a cool cycle. It almost does a full circle, and then it comes right back up to the eyes. Oh, fantastic.
I'm very curious on what this strain is.
I know. I'm thinking back to all the ones we smoked. I can't think of one. Not a sativa.
And it would have to be in the last 6 months, probably.
The only one I notice that kind of feels like this is Tropicana cherries.
I don't think. Oh no, that one's way older than that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not that one.
I had some of that.
The other thing I wonder is if this is the journey we get now, because it is months old and drier, and
this is the CBN part.
Changed, and maybe this is the experience now. Either way, this is actually quite pleasant.
Yeah, it's very relaxing. So make sure that you guys don't throw out that stanky old weed. Give it a grind. It may have a little bit of life left in it.
And if you don't want to smoke it or vaporize it honestly, sometimes what I like to do with older stuff is turn it into an edible or a tincture.
Well, I thought he was going to say a suppository.
I have yet to do those. I just usually stick the flower in dry, you know.
Don't do that. Take care.